Good evening. My name is Fred Willis. It is our honor tonight to welcome you to the 71st Annual Choctaw Indian Fair. We have a very special and exciting evening in store for you.
But before we start with this evening's program, please rise as we honor our great country as the Choctaw Color Guard presents the colors. Please remain standing as Shade Jimmy of the Coneheada community sings the national anthem of the United States of America, and for the invocation offered by Brother Shelley Peoples of Faith Missionary Baptist Church.
Ona hele fena hash pesa hachok tako cherik yole nena kona polase baso wa fechigma ete beto pole nana tagla mia tegba fena hiole nakiloa homa abaya bokale hiho natana hegia moma fechek basoama fataha yagniyo kakiyo noksho beksho amaya.
Halito. Welcome to beautiful Choctaw. We're going to pray, and we're going to pray in English and in Choctaw. Let's pray. Our Lord, we thank you for living in a country that's free. We're so grateful for this evening, all that you've supplied and all that you've done. We're so grateful. Father, thank you for these people that represent here tonight. Lord, I ask you to just go with us, and all that's going to be done will be brought praise and honor to you. Ilichin yakoki fina, na moyuma, ishmamatahale, na hujukma, Na halbina moyumga idish pima. Yarugosh folotaka. Chisnago ichin yagoge. Hojito ka yapa anchiagat. Bahile. Moyumga ishibaja but imanuk falachuk maho ishihima. Nana aslukacha hingo ishihima ka. Ishibaja fajigan news lichimasita. Jesus Christ adong ma Jewishi adong ma idish behemoth to ga ichin yagoge. Mago anno pilpasya pa adong ma sopolichit ilay sihit dashki. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome to the fair podium our tribal chief of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, Chief Cyrus Ben. Chief Ben was democratically elected on July the 2nd, 2019, and serves more than 11,000 Choctaw tribal members across 35,000 acres of reservation lands in Mississippi and Tennessee, as well as many living off reservation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tribal Chief of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, Cyrus Ben.
Alito achimachi sana magarong ma kanigado pakini ugla sharukia chisnagarong ma hobagi amiri shladong ma chatiyagan ishladong achi yahogi lache chatathia harong ma yapa hobagi na uglimaya yagnido lawakat pinshale ho spishno egetukya makfuyo ke pemeshukia piupa magarong ma yapelayasha cha nana spishno uglimaya. We thank you for all of you all that come from afar. For those local, we welcome to come together. Though we are located here in central Mississippi on approximately 30 to 35,000 acres, we take great pride in it as our ancestors were able to encompass territory in this region that was much larger at one day. But we take pride in who we are. We're grateful that our culture, our traditions are continuing and it's alive and well. You know, to be here tonight for the 71st annual Choctaw Indian Fair is a great day. We all, far and wide, does not matter where you are, if you live on the globe, you've endured quite a 2 years. Many things taken away through gatherings, through festivals, but at the same token, we're grateful for what we have. We are a blessed people. I'd like to also thank many people, the fair committee, the different hands that have worked, not only just in the past few days, it's been a number of months. There's people like our maintenance crew that you may or may not ever see. The locals may know who they are. But if you're listening out there, to those that have put your hands into it, the sweat and work to be able to put on such a great event such as this, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Let's give those a round of applause. To those joining me up here today, I thank you. Got state, local leaders, got our tribal leaders. We have royalty from other tribes. We thank you because we're all one. And that's the great thing about it. We're one big community. You know, many years, our tribe was just a few thousand to where we stand today, exceeding just over 11,000 members. We're great people. Our ancestors have endured. They've overcome. We've had past leaders to lead us to where we are today. We're blessed that this event, in its 71st year, that we can be able to come together and gather, whether it's to reflect back of the years of traditions, if it's to visit old friends, and of course, in just a short moment, is an annual tradition that continues, is crowning our ambassador. At this time, I'd like to see how many of our former princesses are here in attendance with us at this time. If you would, if you could stand and raise a hand. I know we've got some on stage as well that is in leadership. Let's give those former princes a round of applause. Yahoke. And also, in the month of July, most recently, we celebrate Independence Day. I've always had a great respect. I've had family and friends, and do so today and continuously with friends and family that serve in the armed forces. For our past and current military men and women, would you please stand? Let's give them a round of applause. We thank you for your sacrifices. You know, many people, I get asked at times in travel, well, what is the Choctaw Indian Fair? It's a great homecoming. It's great fellowship. It's an opportunity to come and enjoy the great sport of stickball as you're hearing the commentators above us at the stadium during our youth games. Today, to be able to go gather and see our social dances, to go to the craft pavilion and see our culture being carried on by our artisans, to go around and hear and speak our tribal language, we can continue. It is our language that we cherish, but if we don't carry it on, we will lose. And then it's a little bit of a different approach in this past year that we honor, as we did in our opening ceremonies and memorial service to begin the play of our stickball tournament. That we've had fallen Tashkahoya warriors, lady warriors of our people. So much has been lost through the pain of current times, but at the same time, it runs in our blood that our ancestors were able to be resilient and overcome so much. But let us never forget, we did honor a few of our artisans and contributors that were involved with the fair through chanting, drumming, storytelling, or in their artwork, as you will see in the program. The likes of Mr. R.J. Willis, Miss Lucy Morris, and Mr. Benny Mitch, and many more that I would probably take a while to name, but that's just to name a few. But at this time, for all of those tribal members that we lost, if I could, I would like to ask you to join me in a moment of silence that we honor each and every one of them. Yahoke. And that leads me to where I would like to share with you, with this year's fair's theme, is that the Choctaw spirit lives on. Though their time on this earth has passed, their spirits continue with us. If it's through family, if it's through friends, they shared with you. And their purpose in life might have been to teach you our beadwork, our basketry, shirt making, dress making, stickball sticks, stickball making, whatever it might have been. They may have just sat on the porch and spoke with you and shared those stories so that their spirit may live strong and through many years through you and future generations. I thank each and every one of you far and wide as we all gathered, not only as tribal communities, but in Neshoba County, surrounding communities, statewide and nationwide, coming together always, coming together in unity and prayer, and always having faith and hope. And as we have not gotten out of the threat of COVID-19, behind you here in the main stage is a healthplex. I thank our health officials, all of our first responders that have and continue to work for you, the people, that you be safe and that you be healthy, that we may be continuing to be strong as a community. And at this time, I'd like to also ask those of you that work in that field, whether it's health, first responder, or anything that you've seen those essential employees that continue to work day in and day out. If you work in those fields that stepped up to the plate in this battle with COVID-19, I'd like for you to stand. I'd like to honor you at this. Thank you. You okay? And as I stated earlier, I welcome leadership that sits behind me. There may be other leaders that are listening from a live stream or sitting here in the audience. I appreciate you. I appreciate you as a people. I appreciate you as a community. If ever more was a tough time to be a leader and going through uncharted waters in times that no man had ever seen in this current century, I encourage you, stay strong. Please continue to lift us up as tribal leaders, that we will continue to work for our people in this great tribe of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians. And at this time, speaking of leadership, I would like to introduce our tribal leadership. For those of you that may not be aware of our structure, we have the tribal government from an executive branch led by the tribal chief, and from a legislative branch, we have the tribal council. It is made up by a body of 17 members. And I'd like to introduce you, and as I name, if you would stand, and if you would give them a round of applause, please. We have Secretary Treasurer, Mr. Christopher Eves of the Crystal Ridge community. We have Vice Chief, Mr. Ronnie Henry of the Shadow community. Committee System Coordinator, Mr. Nigel Gibson of the Pearl River community. Ms. Hilda Nickey of the Conehatta community. Ms. Deborah Martin of the Pearl River community. Ms. Lorianne Ashapanik of the Standing Pine community. Mr. Kendall Wallace of the Bocheto community. Mr. Mike Briscoe of the Bohoma community. Ms. Angela Hunley of the Bocheto community. Mr. Richard Saki of the Standing Pine community. Mr. Kent Wesley of the Pearl River community. Mr. Timothy Thomas of the Conehatta community. And Mr. Demondo Mingo of the Tucker community. Hemagadongma, I would like to introduce a very special lady. You know, in 2019, I stepped up here a few days after election, a few hours of taking oath, and watched a beautiful pageant, and watched this young lady get crowned. And like many of us, as I said, who knew what was on the horizon? This lady gracefully took the crown, done a great job in her reign, and who knew that 3/4 of the way in, she would join me in quite a ride. She's embodied our Choctaw culture, our Choctaw spirit, and stood strong in being an ambassador. And at the time, I called her and I said, would you be willing to just come into the office full time? And then within a few days later, when we realized that events were being canceled and we would not be able to have this great event, I asked her, would you step up and take the reign another year? She didn't hesitate. You can see that love for you, the people, for us as a tribe. Her courage, her compassion has been well witnessed by each and every one of you, whether in person or through various sources of social media and communications that we've used throughout the fight against this pandemic. I would like to ask my wife, Tarita, to come join me, and we'd like to present 2019-2021 Princess Alyssa Jimmy to come to the stage, and I'd like to give her a token of my appreciation for what she's done for me, my family, our tribe. I'd like to share before I close something that we have changed up. Sometimes you think, oh, you don't change culture. It's not a change of culture. It's a change of practice. And those of you, and I invite you, if you've never experienced our stickball game, please do so. It will be something that you'll realize you've missed, and you'll continue to come and enjoy. In years past, there's been a standard traditional trophy given to each team. But at this time, this year, at the 71st Annual Choctaw Indian Fair, we'll be presenting the champions of each division a traditional Choctaw drum. And I will display them now as our ushers will bring them out to you to see. For you players that are still in this tournament, I ask you, who will hoist the drum at the end of your bracket? That wasn't very strong. There must not be very passionate fans. It is known, the drum is considered the heartbeat of our people. As we began this opening ceremonies with our drummers, and as they queued up to bring these drums out, there's great pride taken by the Choctaw people in our drums. The hard work that's put into it by the artisan. The Choctaw spirit will live on. We thank you for coming to the 71st Annual Choctaw Indian Fair. I hope you enjoy the rest of the fair. As we have, again, in just a few moments, we've got 13 beautiful ladies that will take this stage. So unfortunate that only one crown will be placed upon one. I see the family and friends that we have allotted space here before us. Ya pandole itano waje kadma pa hosh abeduga chine hmat abogle bilinch ilin holot chatole mo maga hapihigi ache hashmo maga ichi yogila ache hemagaroma. Best of luck to all these ladies, and thank you for visiting the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians here in the great Mississippi. And I have to add a note. It was quite a blessing this past year, and if you've not read about it, it's in the program. that there was a change in the state flag. And an opportunity was given to this tribe. And I appreciate the opportunity of the governor giving me the opportunity to be on a commission that we were able to come together and adopt a flag that has acknowledgement and symbolism to identify before statehood the indigenous people and the native first peoples that occupied this territory before statehood. God bless you and have a great evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause to the tribal chief of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, Mr. Cyrus Ben. At this time, we would like to invite the 2019-2021 Choctaw Indian Princess, Miss Alyssa Monique Jimmy, to the stage for remarks.
Halito! I tend to do that too loud just to make sure you guys are awake. Well, I'm so glad to see you all here together with your families and friends, supporters of these beautiful contestants. And wow, what a huge curveball Chief Ben threw at me. I was not prepared for that. Oh my God. As I reflect back 2 years ago, I can remember being in the contestants' shoes, nervous, afraid, because I was so scared to come up here on stage. But as I practiced and practiced and practiced at home, especially with myself, I had to just remind myself to be myself, because that's all we can do up here, and to show the judges who we are as Chata Ohoyo. And I have attended a few practices with the girls, and I'm telling you, I'm so glad I am not the judge, because all of these 13 beautiful Chata Ohoyos are wonderful in their own unique way. And every step of the way, I gave them advice and tips on what to be prepared for, what to be aware of, and they were just so excited and so happy that I was there for them almost every step of the way, and to never forget who they are and where they come from. Last year, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic basically wiped out everything, and it took a lot from us. It took families, friends, neighbors, and even strangers. But this year, we have came back stronger. And one of the things that I would love to highlight throughout my reign was that the year of 2020, my Choctaw people came together as one family to help each other in times of need and in times of difficulty. I've had many people to ask me, what is the most memorable moment of my reign? And that was it. Of course, we have differences within ourselves or just our nationality, etc. But we pushed those things aside, and we came together as one family and gave each other love and support for each other. And that's why I love my Chata Okla, my Choctaw people. In just a few hours, Chief Ben and I will crown the next Choctaw Indian princess. I am so excited for the girls this evening. So I just have one question for you all. Who's excited for this year's Choctaw Indian Princess pageant? That's a great job. You guys are so excited, and so am I. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out today and to supporting what we love to celebrate every year in the month of July. And not just the month of July, we celebrate this every day because we are Choctaw people, proud members of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians. There's one quote that I always love to use, and it's in our Choctaw language, and it is, Hachisa yimele hoke hicha achukma atongsale hashaya again. And that means I believe in you. Don't ever stop working hard. And that's what I always shared with the contestants, my friends, my family, just everyone I come in contact with, to know that I am there for them. And that is my sisters, my wonderful reservation-wide family. I definitely felt the love and support from each of you. And I cannot thank you all enough for the kind words of encouragement and the best advices you have all given me. I cannot wait for the next chapter of my life, because this is where I will be able to pursue my dreams, not only in culinary or being a baker or a chef, but coming back to my tribe and giving back to my people, because they are the ones who gave me the opportunity to be who I am and to keep pursuing my dreams. So I thank them so much. And I would like to thank the sponsors, the fair committee, and just everyone else who had a hands-on working experience in this year's Choctaw Indian Princess Pageant and the Choctaw Indian Fair. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here today. But here we are. This is our comeback season. And we are so excited, and I know you guys are too. So I want to thank you all so much again. Please stay hydrated, because I know this Mississippi heat. So yakoke, thank you.
Thank you, Princess Alyssa. Let's give her another round of applause for the remarkable job she's done as these past 2 years serving as our princess.
In addition to the Choctaw Tribal Council, at this time we would like to introduce other special guests of Chief Ben this evening. Special dignitaries on stage tonight are Representative C. Scott Bounds, Mississippi House of Representatives. Alderman, Ward 1, Justin Clearman of the City of Philadelphia. Director Beverly Cotton of the Indian Health Services, Nashville area. Superintendent Brian Baldeagle of the Choctaw Agency, Bureau of Indian Affairs. Director of Constituent Outreach, Tony Geiger, attending on behalf of Attorney General of Mississippi, Lynn Fitch. Supervisor, District 5, Chip Jones III of Leake County. Supervisor, District 2, Kevin Kemp of Leake County. Kirby Nazari, Supervisor, District 1 of Leake County. Larry Sims, Supervisor, District 4 of Leake County. Supervisor, District 3, Oliver Smith of Leake County. Supervisor, Mike Luke of Kemper County. Chamber, Main Street Director, Tim Moore of the Philadelphia-Neshoba County Chamber of Commerce. Alderman, Ward 4, Sean Seals of the City of Philadelphia. B. Cheryl Smith, Tribal Chief of the Gina Band of Choctaw Indians. Field Representative Anna Timms, Representative for U.S. Senator Cindy Hyde Smith. Mayor Mary Ann Vivians of the City of Carthage. Alderman at Large Carson Waltman of the City of Philadelphia. And Mayor James Young, City of Philadelphia.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce the tribal and visiting royalty who are guests of Chief Ben and Princess Alicia this evening. They are Olivia Adams, Miss Neshoba County Fair; Haley Donald, Miss Black Neshoba County; Katie James, Little Miss Hospitality, Neshoba County; Faith Shoemaker, Neshoba County Distinguished Young Woman; Kiana Achiko, Pittsburgh County Choctaw Princess; Alyssa Camp, Little Miss Choctaw Nation; Micaiah Carey, Oklahoma Indians Bikers Association Princess; Jade Cossey, District 4 Senior Miss Choctaw; Gracie Dorsey, District 4 Junior Miss Choctaw; Kyrie Lewis, District 9 Little Miss Choctaw Nation; Cheyenne McCurry, Junior Miss Choctaw Nation; Summer Moffitt, Chickasaw Princess. I'm sorry, Miss Choctaw Nation. Marquita McCartney, Chickasaw Princess. Brindley Underwood, Chickasaw Junior Princess. Georgia McGurdy, Little Miss Cherokee. Nevaeh Panther, Junior Miss Cherokee. Haley Smith, Teen Miss Cherokee. And Amy West, Miss Cherokee. I did. We would like to ask for Chief Ben and Princess Alyssa to come forth. The Cherokee delegation has a special presentation.
We just wanted to give gifts to Alice and to Chief Ben on behalf of the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Indians.
We would like to thank each and every one of you for being with us tonight.
And once again, thank you to our visiting royalty for these wonderful gestures of friendship. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the opening ceremonies of the 71st Annual Choctaw Indian Fair. We thank you for joining us for this program. We want to encourage you to purchase a Choctaw Indian Fair souvenir program for the low price of $1. It is a beautiful 80-page book full of pictures and culture. It also contains the complete fair schedule, prices, and important information about this year's edition of the Choctaw Indian Fair.
That's right, Fred, and all program sales benefit the Choctaw Tribal Youth Activities. Programs are sold in the various locations throughout the fairgrounds, including the fair souvenir booth. Now, next up is the 66th Annual Choctaw Indian Princess Pageant. Tonight, you will see the beautiful Choctaw arts, crafts, clothing, beadwork, and accessories on full display.
And don't forget the stars of tonight's program. 13 beautiful young Choctaw ladies will vie for the title of the 2021-2022 Choctaw Indian Princess. Tonight's winner will have her name etched in history and will go on a wonderful journey as our tribe's goodwill ambassador.